for the opening tip of the opening game here at the Adidas Next Generation Euroleague Finals 2025 in Abu Dhabi. And straight away, a turnover. And the backcourt violation for Zalgiris, after we've just been talking about them being the best team at limiting turnovers through the course of qualifying. And that's that defense of INSEP. They're a long, athletic team, INSEP. Two contrasting styles. Lovely finish on the turn and fade from Windu. Cameron Windu looking to take on a much bigger role this season. Shot 54% from two in qualifying. And penetrating the paint, dropping it off in a pack perfectly. Kaius Mikalauskas with the fantastic feed. Switching the shot mid-air, backed up with the rebound, Kwaku Ugu. After the miss from Soliman. Mikalauskas, an 18-year-old point guard, wearing the 4 for Zalgiris. A little too heavy on that shot from Dalbaris. Here's Maouk, the main playmaker for INSEP. Soliman again. Yimga Makori and Windu. It's a 2 if it goes. It doesn't. It's an air ball for Windu. And as I mentioned, the main issue for INSEP over the course of qualifying. Windu only took 5 3-point attempts in qualifying, hitting 1 of them. Mikalauskas started Lithuania at the Under-17 World Cup last year. And Zalgiris able to level. Karidas Boyka, another star in the backcourt alongside Mikalauskas. A kind bounce off the rim for Yimga Makori. 15 at the finals last season, led the team in qualifying, and at the finals averaged 14.5 points in 23 minutes. And through a gap, moving away from the basket, off the mark for Zalgiris, and a chance to run for INSEP. They love to do that, the bump and the bucket, and an and one opportunity for Cameron Windu, who enjoyed that one. Windu off the window for 1. (17) now. He was MVP when France won gold at last year's Under-16 Euros. Dominant two-way talent, 13.9 points, 7.9 rebounds, 2.3 steals and 2.3 blocks at that tournament for France. Boyka. His turn to be the main ball handler. Gets the switch off the crossover, hand in his face, short on the shot, rebound Yimga Makori. And slicing and dicing the defense and getting the finger roll to fall. Right the way to the basket goes Maouk. Not a big scorer, Maouk, the team's leading creator, only averaging 7 points in qualifying. Corner 3 for Zalgiris, bench up on their feet. They knew that was going down. Reaching foul on Brnovic, a Montenegrin, who's one of just a couple of non-Lithuanian players on the Zalgiris roster. The INSEP team composed entirely of French players. Another offensive rebound and stick back for Kwaku Ugu. And Zalgiris are going to talk through INSEP with the only 2 offensive rebounds of the game, and Zalgiris forced into 2 turnovers in the first 4 minutes. Skimming bounce pass down the baseline. They work it around it, trying to shift the defense. Mikalauskas will take the 3, and it was way off left for Mikalauskas. And Zalgiris fall to 3 of 7 from the field. Neither team has been able to hit a 3 so far. Mikalauskas did shoot 4 of 7 on the outside in qualifying. Well, defense just collapsed away. Offensive rebounding game, they haven't solved the problem. For the first time, they're not punished for it. Mikalauskas. Oh, blocked. His shot smothered from mid-range. Shot clock still ticking here as they get it back. It's got to go up now. It's back iron and bounces out. Great defense. Superb hustle from Boyka. The star player happy to put his body on the line for his team. Got his sneakers planted just in the nick of time, taking a hit from Kwaku Ugu and putting a second turnover on INSEP. Kronkis hit hard. Dominikas Kronkis, an 18-year-old guard who's new to the club this season. Made his next-gen debut in Ulm in February. Now by Masgerenart. Kronkis shot 87% at the line in that qualifying tournament and makes them both here. So from 8 down, Zalgiris have halved the deficit. Changes on the court for both teams towards the midway point or just beyond it in this first quarter. Fai with the feed. Wouldn't go down on 2 attempts. In close range for Windu. It's a big opportunity blown. 2 big opportunities blown for INSEP to keep Zalgiris at arm's length. Windu blew it twice from almost on top of the basket. How on earth did that stay out? But Cameron Windu, 54% 2-point shooter. Kronkis now the main playmaker. Slips it through a gap. Zalgiris looking to get back within 1 shot, but turned it over for the 3rd time. Boulefard, we've not talked about him yet. A big boost for INSEP to have him back. He played in the finals and stretched the floor with his outside shooting last season. Didn't play in qualifying this season, as we see him miss that one, and both teams are 0 for on the outside. But watch out for the number 16, Jonas Bulifa. His first appearance of this season in the championship game last season against Real Madrid. He had 23 points, 13 rebounds, 8 offensive rebounds, a couple of steals and 3 block shots. This is tough to take for Francois Paranet, with his team at the foul limit already. Nearly 4 minutes of the first quarter still to play. In contrast, Zalgiris have 2 fouls still to use. And again, I talked in the pre-game about their ability to get to the line. They made the most free throws of all teams in qualifying, Zalgiris. They're not making them here to start these finals. Goes Bulifa, determined to get back in business on the ANGT stage, but he misses. Quarterback pass into the end zone. Baker with the touchdown, and Zalgiris are bouncing back in a big way. From 8 down to within 2. What a fantastic find. With a long throw down the floor, and Baker gets his reward for running it. Raised arm towards the side of the face of Grunkis. There's Boyka beating the shot block attempt from Windu. Plenty to contemplate for Coach Paranet after the hot start from INSEP. The points have dried up for his team. Windu determined, tough shot though on the turn, couldn't get it. INSEP able to salvage possession. Getting free for the corner 3, off the mark for Allar. So INSEP 0 of 4 on the outside now. A chance for Zalgiris to tie or even take the lead. Free path, kick out to the corner. Allar knocked away, no whistle. And here comes Allar down the floor, going glass and going to the line. Allar, part of the French team that struggled at last year's Under-17 World Cup when they were expected to be a title contender, finished 9th overall. A number of players on this INSEP roster for this tournament, part of the international team at that event, and they want to put that disappointment behind them, as well as the disappointment of losing the championship game in this competition last season. There's a real fire in the belly of many of the INSEP players. With 12 points on the board, INSEP inside the first 4 minutes. Now they are stuck on 13. And Zalgiris, an opportunity to complete an unlikely first quarter comeback perhaps on their next possession. Turnaround shot off front iron misses. Backed up Boulefard and a foul. Again, it's an offensive rebound. That's 6 now for INSEP in the first 8 minutes. A huge problem for coach Kondratavicius to solve. And the bounce to Boulefard. INSEP looking to hold off Zalgiris down the final stretch of the first, up by 4. Nikolauskas directing traffic from the wing into a difficult area for Stombergas. Nikolauskas off the crossover, had to put up the shot right at the end of the shot clock off left. So both teams still unable to hit a 3. Allard to Soliman, free route to the rim. Went glass to ensure it went down. Anton Soliman, 16 years of age. The youngest ever player to attend the INSEP Academy. Joined back at the age of 13. Transition opportunities with which INSEP thrive, and they do in emphatic fashion this time. Rindu getting air in his sails right the way to the rack. And back up by 8, just like that, in a couple of blinks of the eye. They tie the largest lead. And Zalgiris come back and cut it. Those possession count categories crucial for INSEP so far, especially off those live ball turnovers, able to use their athleticism off the floor in there, springing their sneakers for second chance opportunities as well. That's been the big difference maker here. Fouled on his flight path was Soliman on another offensive rebound, their 7th in 9.5 minutes just about. Zalgiris have only grabbed 1. And the turnover count, Zalgiris 5, INSEP just 2. 9 extra possessions on those 2 categories for INSEP over the course of less than a quarter. That means INSEP here can be up by 8 points. And they are, having only shot 9 of 22 from the field. Zalgiris are 5 of 12, 10 extra shots so far for INSEP. Not far off doubling the field goal attempts of Zalgiris over the first period of the first game. And behind, moving away from the basket, kick to the corner. There's a whistle. Both teams at the foul limit. So at the line, we'll see Majus Bulanovas. Speaking of putting disappointments behind them, Zalgiris, it was a great qualifying campaign, but they only lost by 2 points to Barcelona in the final of qualifying. And the man at the line here, Bulanovas, is a nightmare, 1 of 10 from the field, including 0 of 7 from 3. He's only 1 of 4 at the foul line in this game, but it's put in at the buzzer here. Was it in time? Fight fast down the floor. They're going to ask for the officials to have a look at it. But INSEP with an impressive start in a first period in which they begun hot, cooled down, and then quickly heated up again. Was there fire at the finish? Fire off the fingertips. Did the backboard light up either? Only the 2 turnovers committed in 10 minutes. And a chance to open up the first double-digit lead of the game on the first possession of the second quarter. Air ball though. Wimby trying to serve it on the baseline to no avail. INSEP 0 of 4 on the outside. Zalgiris 0 of 3. Barged over. Again, it's that nice skim to the corner. Again, it's a miss on the outside, though. Makori will take it against the smaller opponent. Now, not the key to unlocking the defense. Doing it all by himself. Slaloming through and finishing through the foul. Tismail, I mentioned he wasn't a big scorer in qualifying, only 7 points a game. Playmaker, but showing he's more than capable of picking up the points himself as well. He was returning from injury in that qualifying campaign when he played 21 minutes a game. His shooting was an issue in that tournament, so too his turnovers. Expect to see a better version of Maop here. He's just turned 17 as well. One of the younger players on this INSEP roster. They have their largest lead at 11 now. Boyka guarded by Solimon. Lots of switching ability for INSEP with their length. Offensive rebound, a rare one, and the first 3 of the game. And it comes when Zalgiris needed something special from Dominikas Grunkis. Having trailed by 11, the first 3 for either team on the 9th attempt, and off the back of just the second offensive rebound of the game for Zalgiris. Now up again, puts it on the floor this time, off the Boulevard for the assist. Looking to pull the strings now. His first score and his first assist in quick succession. 10 the gap. Grunkis. Grunkis the show and the go, and the defense not budging. And the foul came. As Grunkis did well to steady himself and avoid the travel. And a bump from Boulevard. His numbers were low in the group stage of the Ulm qualifying tournament, but he thrived in a bigger role against Barcelona in the final. He posted 19 points, as well as 3 assists and just 1 turnover in 24 minutes. He was 7 of 7 at the free throw line in that game, as well as 6 of 9 from the field. And he is up to double digits. Make it 11 points for Dominikas Grunkis in 7 minutes on court, including 6 of 6 free throw shooting. He's hit the 2-pointer and that 1 3-pointer. He's perfect for 11 points in 7 minutes. The rest of the team only have 8. Now, penetrates the paint, the footwork again, and the finish again over the top of Kurtz. And Tismail turning it on. 10 the lead for INSEP. He's single-handedly holding off another comeback attempt from Zalgiris. A couple of scores and an assist for him in between. Boyka up against Solimon. Moves to the corner, over everything. Tough shot for Boyka on the move. And a shot clock violation with the ball not hitting the rim. Per game, everything going through the 0-0. Zalgiris commit their third foul in the first 3 minutes and 1 second of the second quarter, so only one to give the rest of the way until half-time. Doing it here with a different combination of players on the floor. INSEP. No Boulefard or Windu right now. Or Kwaku Ego. Boyka to Grunkis. Grunkis perfect for his 11 points. Down the baseline. One side to the other. They work it around. Zalgiris trying to shift that lengthy INSEP defense. Weren't a great ball-moving team in qualifying, Zalgiris. Only 14 assists a game. They're having to do all they can here. Trail triple. Won't go down. A big crash of the glass and crushing body to the floor. It's come at a cost, that challenge to grab the defensive rebound for INSEP. The outside shot buried for Zalgiris. But the big concern here is for their opponent. Inga Makori with the issue, one of INSEP's key players. The all-first teamer in qualifying. Fans here in Abu Dhabi applauding as he gets back to his feet and seems to be moving okay as he walks across to the bench. Solimon gets it back, up fake, attacks and finishes. The lead at 9 points. Solimon 6 points now, 2 of 2 on the inside, but missing 1 on the outside. Grunkis going to work again, hanging, not hitting. Rebound Maoup. Grunkis then committing the 4th foul for Zalgiris. Less than 4.5 minutes of this second quarter. That puts them in a really difficult position the rest of the way until half-time. No, that meandering dribble and those fancy moves and fakes again. This time Zalgiris wrestling to protect their own backboard. Still the second chance opportunity for INSEP. And fouled as he put it up was Solimon. Solimon at the line for 2, or he's already 2 of 2. Biting on the bait was Dalbaris. Well, Dominikas Grunkis has 14 points for Zalgiris. He's hit the only 2 threes in the game. He's 6 of 6 at the foul line. He's on the bench now, as is Kurtz, who goes there to sit next to him. So Zalgiris needs somebody else to step up. Aside from the 14 of Grunkis, the rest of the team has only scored 8 points. rest of the Zalgiris squad just 0 of 5 from 3. And 4 of 11 from 2. 0 of 4 at the foul line as well when you discount Broncos' 6 of 6. Mikalauskas. They wanted on the post up here, but forced away from the paint. Boyka grazes the rim. That resets the shot clock to 14. Aggressive play. And then a nice find from Galbaris, the 2'9" centre. Passing away from the Hout defence. Earns them a trip to the foul line with Strombergas. Strombergas, the leading shot blocker at last year's under-16 Euros with Lithuania. 3.1 a game. Made his ANGT debut in February in the first game of the qualifying tournament, and he posted an insane 31 points, 21 rebounds, 11 offensive rebounds and a couple of blocks against Asvel at a 49 PIR. One of the highest in ANGE history. Did well against Barcelona as well in the final of that tournament. But this is the problem for Zalgiris, hitting the foul limit early in the second. Kwaku Ogu at the line for the first time. And this is both, so maybe it's not a problem for Zalgiris. INSEP as a team are only 6 of 11. Zalgiris only 6 of 12 though. Mikalauskas. Shifty and nifty with the ball in his hands. Great defense though from Kwaku. And Solomon was fouled by Boyka. Only the first foul on Boyka. But there are a number of players in personal foul trouble as well. Plenty of fouls being committed through the course of the first half. Zalgiris head coach Rokas Kondratava just not happy at all with the performance of his team so far in the opening 16 minutes of these finals. They've just got to hang in there until half-time. Try and improve then. And use their defense to do so. It's not an easy position to be in to do that down the final stretch of the first half at the foul limit already. One good run they had came with an improved passage of defense, albeit with some key INSEP players on the bench. Down 11 as INSEP tie the largest lead so far. Mikalauskas. Can't shake off the INSEP defense. Eventually does corner shot short. Backed up offensive rebound that works, but twice and a foul. They're starting to improve in that regard. A huge advantage in offensive rebounds for INSEP in the first quarter. Zalgiris have closed that count now, grabbing 7 themselves to INSEP's 9. It was 6-1 against the Lithuanians after 10 minutes. And they've got to hit their foul shots. 6 of 12 so far. Strombergas there now. Hello. The underarm harm with the roll around the rim delivered by Kwaku Ugu. Back in recently, one of those players picking up multiple fouls in the first half. He's got 6 points on 3 of 4 shooting in 7 minutes. Boyka, free shooter. He knew it was off all the way. Mikalauskas, 2 of 9 on the outside now, but again a second chance opportunity for Zalgiris. Quarterback pass, touchdown emphatically for Kwaku. He rose to rock the whole rack. 11 the lead again for INSEP. Final 3 minutes of the first. Boyka on the bounce. Can't shake off the defense, but he was fouled by Kwaku, so that will be his third. So one of INSEP's key players picks up a third personal foul in just 8 minutes of action. He's their joint top scorer on 8 points. After that high-flying finish. 4 of 5 shooting from the field, but 0 of 2 at the line for Kwaku. Boyka at the line where he's 0 of 3. Make it 0 of 4 for the guard. Zalgiris fall to 8 of 16, 50% as a team. A few more foul shots and they'd be right there. Now a chance for INSEP to open up the out-and-out largest lead in the game. 2.5 to play in the first half. 3-point shot for them. That would have felt like a dagger if they'd hit their first from downtown. They don't though, and Zalgiris look to attack quickly before that lengthy defense can set. Mikalauskas, the swivel, the mid-range shot, and he got it, falling down to the deck. Kaios Mikalauskas. It's his first score on his 5th attempt from the field. 2 assists, but with 3 turnovers. He's had a tough time in his 9 minutes so far. That might get him going. Defense collapses away, 3-point shot misses for INSEP, who are 0 of 6 now on the outside. An encouragement here for Gronkis and Zalgiris. Stombergas sparging through the defense and converting. They've called this against Stombergas. Halar getting in position and then celebrating. Windu, who's got a joint team high 8 points and 6 rebounds already. In close conversation with Coach Perronet. Big job for Francois Perronet, taking over from Lamine Kebe, who'd had 8 years as head of the INSEP Academy. '17 champions, close to being champions again last season. Solomon. McCory, good to see him moving fine after that earlier injury scare. Hand in his face from Stombergas, forces the miss. Boyka going through the gears. Getting to the goal but not converting. McCory. It's a long 2 for Yimga McCory, and he converts. So the lead stretches back to double figures. Final minute of the first half. Gronkis, 14 first half points. The pass wide open right in front of the bench, but an air ball on the open 3. And again Gronkis, who's 2 of 2 from downtown with that pass. The rest of the team are 0 of 8. That time the miss was from Martinas Barsdaitis, one of a couple of players new to Zalgiris this season. And get another go here. Shot clock down to 5. Boyka Gets past the defender on the crossover, dishes it off, and lights the fuse for a dynamite dunk from Zalgiris. So 9 the gap. There's a psychological battle here between it being a single-digit and double-digit margin heading into half-time. Zalgiris would feel in a poised position to attempt to come back in the second half if they could go in with the margin less than 10. Five misses a foul shot. So INSEP fall to 50% of the line as well. 7 of 14 for them. Zalgiris 8 of 16. And this is both, but they get it back. And you can't put it in from the field either. A chance to make it even better than a 9-point margin. Boyka, 5 to shoot here. He passes. Is this the time for the three? Yes, it is. Kaius Mikalauskas at the buzzer at the end of the first half. Makes it just a 2-possession game. After Zalgiris had trailed by double figures, the majority to improve on his 2 of 7 from the field performance. In the Zalgiris backcourt as well. Lots of promising signs for them, but lots of talent and experience in this position for this INSEP team. We'll see how the coaches and indeed the players manage the foul counts as well. It's a foul straight away. It's gone against INSEP. Stombergas, the defender, reaching in, so the concern would have been that was foul number 4 on him. It was not. So a big call already from coach Kondratavicius to keep Stombergas in the game right at the start of the second half on 3 personal fouls in 10 minutes of action. And straight away you saw INSEP going on to the interior, perhaps knowing that. Boyka can only get better. He'll inbound the ball for Zalgiris here, looking to close the gap from what has been 11 to lower than 6. But the offensive foul drawn by INSEP. So both teams start the second half with a turnover. Gromkis called for the foul. It's his second. Most players, most key players have at least 2 fouls. Now, that showed some fantastic flashes in the first half, but a suffocating shutdown that time as he looked to get to the basket again. The shadow and the shutdown on the interior by Stombergas, showing why his coach has left him in on 3 fouls. What a block in personal foul trouble for Stombergas. Ninja McCory feeding it in. Solimon taken away. Another turnover for INSEP. Tough start on offense to the second half for them. Zalgiris yet to score though themselves. Boyka again smothering defense. Maop and a chance to run and to flip it in on the underside of the basket for Solimon. He hits 10 points for the game, Nathon Solimon, as well as 4 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds and 2 steals in 16 minutes of action. Stombergas on the offensive end now, having an impact in both paints. His second field goal, converting both of them. Now, 3-point shot, no. Whistle, off-ball contact, foul against INSEP again. As Boyka goes down. So a couple of fouls in the first couple of minutes of the third quarter on INSEP. committed 2 turnovers the first period, 0 in the second period. They've already committed 3 turnovers in just over 2 minutes now of the third quarter. So more turnovers in the first couple of minutes of this half than the whole of the first half. And the foul against Zalgiris, and it is the 4th on Stombergas, so that was the risk taken by coach Kondratavicius. Ignace Stombergas now dangling by a disciplinary thread. 5 is the limit here in this competition, as is the case across the continent, or indeed across FIBA rules basketball, and indeed Euroleague rules basketball. Solomon, nice pass inside, flying high to throw it down. Kwaku Urgu. He's clocking up the air miles in these finals already. 3-point shot is good from the 2 meters 9 center Zalgiris. Now in qualifying, he was 1 of 17, but he backs his own ability because he takes more than 4 a game on average, and that one falls for him at the finals. Here's the big dunk first from Kwaku Urgu. The highlight reel play as he goes high to the rack, but Zalgiris answer with a 3. So 5 the gap. They keep on closing it. Boyka, a chance to make it a 1-possession game here. Boyka on the bounce. 3-point shot and a foul. Dovidas Boyka, who could hardly buy a bucket in the first half, now a chance at a 4-point play. And from 11 down, Zalgiris could get within 1. And the foul on Kwaku Urgu is his 4th as well. Kwaku Urgu, the MVP in qualifying for INSEP, now 1 foul away from fouling out. Boyka's 0 of 5 from the free throw line, but yet it could get even better for Zalgiris here. 3-point shot opposite side off would have given them their first lead of the game. Now Boyka shot 81% at the line in qualifying. He's 0 of 5 in this game. Talk about finals nerves. Solomon gets it back on the broken play, can't put it in. This is going to be Zalgiris' possession again. So a chance for the tie, or even the leads, as coach Kondratavicius' team look to complete their comeback. It's too early really to talk about it, but a win here for Zalgiris would really rocked this group already, even after just the first game. With INSEP the runners-up in this competition last season, and Real Madrid in this group as well, the champions. Boyka on the bounce to the basket, double roll around, goes down, and from 11 down, Zalgiris are level. Dovidas Boyka with 5 points in a flash, more than he scored in the whole of the first half. Basket won't count. The foul on the floor as Windu looked to attack. He had 8 points early on, hasn't scored since. He's fallen to just 4 of 9 shooting, Cameron Windu. And Boyka had to wait a while and watch that one from underneath. 9 points, 3 assists now for him, having only had 4 points in the first half. INSEP under plenty of pressure here on game day 1. Tough shot again on the interior. Boyka looking to come away with the rebounds. It's INSEP ball on the baseline. 1.2 though on the shot clock. And Boyka's hurt. He averaged 20.3 points per game in qualifying, 4.3 assists, 1.8 steals. Nothing doing for INSEP. Not just on that possession, but pretty much throughout the whole of the second half so far. Just 4 points the first 4.5 minutes of the third quarter. Zalgiris have put up 10 in that period. Now a chance to take their very first lead of the game. Boyka guarded by Windu. Mikalauskas. Shot clock to 3. It's Boyka for the lead. The first lead of the finals for Zalgiris. And Dovydas Boyka has shown up here in the third quarter. There's a clattering on his route to the rim for Solimon, but Boyka with 8 points in this period already. 2 triples. 2 in between. And the star guard is finally feeling it. An 11-0 Zalgiris run that is stopped at the line by Solimon. So Solimon up to 12 points, including 6 of 8 free throw shooting. He's starring here for INSEP. But Zalgiris lead, and INSEP on 4 fouls at the midway point of the third quarter as well. After their flying start to this game, Zalgiris have turned the tables. They've worn them down with their defense, and now their offense is showing up. They've improved their hustle, they've shaken off their nerves, but they turn it over. Give coach Kondratavic some credit. They qualified 2 years ago as the host of the Final Four in Kaunas. They didn't qualify for the finals last year. He's moved to the bench this season, and well deserving of their wild card ticket after they only lost the final of that qualifying tournament by 2 to Barcelona, one of the strongest squads at this level. And now they've talked about showing up here to go all the way, Zalgiris. They believe in their ability and their mentality. And we're seeing why right now. The lead from 11 down against last season's runners-up. Mikalauskas, and they're getting the kind rolls and bounces as well. Off the iron, the glass, and back down for Mikalauskas. Missed his first 4 shots. He's now hit 3 in a row. We saw that double roll around as well for Boyka not too long ago. The basketball gods looking down on Zalgiris right now. Smothering defense again. Solimon. One of 3 double-digit scorers in this game now. Solimon on his 12 points. Boyka's up to 12 after just 4 in the first half, and Gronkis had 14 to carry Zalgiris before half-time. We're seeing the first appearance on the final stage for Matteo Gabriel Debord here, the number 27 for INSEP. Luma in as well for just a couple of minutes in this second half. They're trying to find the right combinations, INSEP, and failing. And the unsportsmanlike foul called off the back of the turnover. That gives Zalgiris free throws and possession. The hard work on defense from Bulanovas. And then the unsportsmanlike foul on Ailuma. We've got three key players for INSEP in Solimon, Boulefard and Windu on the court, but also two of the younger, less experienced players in Debord and Ailuma, both for the first time in the game here in this third quarter. Zalgiris are only 8 of 19 from the line as a team. The ball back here off the back of the unsportsmanlike. Boyka throws it up and Kurtz throws it down. Zalgiris are purring here in Abu Dhabi. An alley-oop play of the highest order, as Boyka continues to do it as a scorer and creator, and Kurtz goes all the way to the top for the exclamation mark finish. Boyka now 12 points, 4 assists, having been a shadow of himself in the first half. Ailuma. Yanis Alar coming back in for INSEP off the back of that timeout. Ailuma remaining on the court after his unsportsmanlike foul. Boulefard can't hit this shot. He's their best shooter, Boulefard. And then there's a foul against INSEP underneath. Remember as well, INSEP have got their MVP from qualifying on 4 fouls already in Kwaku. That foul is against Windu, that's his 3rd. Yimga Makori also on 3. And INSEP, perhaps more significantly at this stage, already at the foul limit. So the foul on the offensive rebounding attempt is a defensive foul, sends Zalgiris to the line to try and engineer their first 3-possession lead. Part of Zalgiris' underdog DNA on the continental stage to battle no matter what the deficit, and that doesn't just apply to the senior team in the Euroleague but also to the juniors at this level. In their qualifying campaign they were down by 20 points in the first half against Asvel, ended up winning by 14. They've been down 11 here and they lead by 6. Yimga Makori, the high arcing 3 will drop for him. And that is the first 3 of the game for INSEP on their 11th attempt. It comes at an important juncture, with INSEP really struggling for scores. His first attempt, so the rest of the team are 0 of 10. Yimga Makori knocks down a big 3. Thrown off the mark by Mikalauskas, but they recover possession. 5 to shoot now. Boyka. It's Mikalauskas on the outside off left. Offensive rebound again. Mikalauskas from the elbow. Foul goes against Zalgiris. And that'll be their 4th of the third quarter. They just grabbed their 11th offensive rebounds, 10 of which have come since the first period. A technical foul on Kurtz, the call. That's his 4th. So Kurtz, Stombergas and Brnovic each have 4 fouls now for Zalgiris. Alar, Solimon up fake, fouled, and he will go to the line for 2. 6 of 8 there so far. The rest of the team are only 3 of 9. Both teams have struggled at the stripe. INSEP as a team 9 of 17. Zalgiris even worse, 9 of 21. But Solimon for INSEP and Grunkis early on for Zalgiris, two players who are hitting them. And Solimon now 8 of 10 for 80%. Way above the team percentage. A 1-point game here, 2 minutes to play in the third. Mikalauskas. And now a chance for INSEP to regain the lead. Yimga Makori and Allah. Allah gets it back from Yimga Makori. 3-point shot off. They can't grab the offensive rebound they were battling for, so Boyka comes away with it. Mikalauskas, a bit of open floor, drew the defense like moths to a flame, and burning them from the corner was Grunkis, who now has 17. 3 of 3 from 3, and only 1 miss of any type in the game for his 17 points to lead all scorers. For the lead for Zalgiris, approaching the final minute of the third. Yimga Makori, that was off for the offensive rebound from Allah, falling down and finishing. Grunkis again. Well, he was laying dormant for a while, but he's just erupted once more. Back-to-back threes and a 20-point performance in 19 minutes on court for Dominykas Grunkis. A shake-off and shot, and a 20-point game already. 14 points early, then didn't score for a while, and then 6 in a flash. Shot disrupted from the corner. The piece is picked up again by Yimga Makori. 9.6 rebounds and a couple of offensive rebounds now for him in 15.5 minutes. Final seconds of the third. They beat the buzzer with this young man Mikalauskas at the end of the second. Couldn't quite repeat those heroics at the end of the third. What a fantastic game this has been. And it is a one-possession game as we head towards the final period on game day 1 of the Adidas Next Generation Euroleague Finals here in Abu Dhabi. The least accurate three-point shooting team through qualifying of the teams to make it to these finals. And that perimeter problem remains for INSEP here on game day 1. Backdoor cut, Boyka puts it in on the beautiful bounce pass. So Boyka has 14 points. Zalgiris by 5. 6 has been their largest lead. INSEP held to only 15 points in that third quarter, and a defensive stop for Zalgiris at the start of the fourth as well. Boyka showing up big time here in the second half, directing traffic from deep. Final few ticks of the shot clock, wants to do it all by himself, and having absolutely none of it was Boulafar. They can't convert in transition though, the way they often do INSEP. LR, second chance opportunity for them off the back of their 16th offensive rebound. Yimga Makori, high arcing three again, and he strings it. His second in quick succession, bridging the third and fourth periods. To the gap, Yimga Makori up to 12 points. Boyka up against Yimga Makori, the two star scorers, and Boyka buries it to cancel out the three of the man who was right on top of him on that play. So Boyka has 17 points, and 13 of them have come since half-time. What a way to put that rejection behind him. Boulefard putting up the defensive ceiling. And the following possession, Boyka broke right through it with a big three. Talk about that Zalgiris comeback mentality. We saw the senior team in Milan in the Euroleague earlier on in the season produce one of the biggest ever comebacks in Euroleague history. We've seen this Zalgiris youth team doing it as well. They do not know when to quit, this club. It's been sewn into their fabric over the course of the last few decades and beyond. A team that won the Euroleague as underdogs back in 1999 when the father of Ignas Stombergas was on the team, Saulius. Now Ignas playing a part on this team for Zalgiris at the ANGT finals. Now traces the wrong side of the rim, and a chance to run for Zalgiris and a chance for their largest lead of the game. Far side, three-point shot off. Kwaku Ergu with the rebound. Now Yimgimakori. Solimon receiving it from Kwaku Ergu. Can't convert, grabs his own rebound. Zalgiris putting up the defensive ceiling with two players, and Solimon finishing through it. So he's up to 16 points. 5 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds, a couple of steals, and a chance to add one more point from the stripe. A 26 PIR for Nathan Solimon, the 16-year-old, only turned 16 last week. And he's improving his free throw shooting. He's 8 of 10 in this game, make it 9 of 11. Only a 60% shooter through his ANGT career. He scored those points consistently throughout the course of the contest. Boyka, the majority of his have come since half-time. Shot clock to 5. Boyka in isolation against Boulefard. Boyka off the footwork, three-point shot rims out, offensive rebound and a foul. So a chance for the three-point play the old-fashioned way instead for Milos Boulanovas. Boulanovas in front of a sleeping Solimon. Talk about evening the offensive rebounding disparity. Boulanovas has been the key component of that. His 5th offensive rebound of the game. He's playing on 4 fouls right now. One of 4 players on 4 fouls for Zalgiris. His 7th total rebound, but 5 of them on the INSEP backboard. Yimgimakori, offensive foul. So another chance for Zalgiris to open up their largest lead of the game on the next possession as he pushes off to get Michalauskas off him. That's his 4th foul, so 3 players on 4 fouls for INSEP now. Coach Perronet looking a little anxious, understandably so. Gronkis, 20 points. He's going to heave another 3. He's 5 of 5. The number 55 on fire. An 8-point lead for Zalgiris, the largest of the game, and Gronkis has 23 points in as many minutes. Now, Kwaku Ergu couldn't convert, blows the bunny. And Zalgiris are very much under INSEP's skin right now. And Gronkis feels like he can't miss. He's missed just 1 shot in the game. But if they lose on game day 1, That could be a deadly dent already in their aspirations. 8 of the 12 players that only lost the championship game last season by 1 point in overtime are on this roster. They have the talent, they have the experience. But Boyka misses the shot off the inbound. Zalgiris have the mentality. Now lost it on his way through and turns it over. 10th turnover for INSEP, and 8 of those 10 have come since half time. It's an open 3. Alvarez had hit one earlier in the half, but he misses that one, forced to 1 of 4 on the outside. That would have tied the largest lead of the game, the 11-point lead that INSEP had earlier on. They get let off the hook. And that one won't go down from close proximity either for Mao, but he does get to the line. Indication was that INSEP would arrive here with a real chip on their shoulder, a real will to go all the way after going so close last season. What would defeat here do to their belief ahead of the final 2 games? And it is absolutely possible that even just 1 defeat here in the group stage can leave you not capable of making the championship game. If another team goes 3 of 3, that is it. It's a free 3, and the 6 shooter shines again. Dominikas Gronkis, 6 of 6 on the outside, has 26 points. So Zalgiris, their first double-digit lead by 10, and INSEP cannot catch a break. How is Gronkis that free to fire? We talked about INSEP being one of, if not the best defensive teams in qualifying. They held their opponents to below 60 points per 40 minutes played. Zalgiris already at 71 here. And after struggling on the outside early on, they've now knocked down 11 threes, 6 of them from Gronkis, 3 from Boyka. They hit, I believe, just 2 of their first 10. So they've hit 9 of their last 17. 8 the gap off the foul shots from INSEP. Boyka, again, a free 3. Can't make it count this time with Bulanovas off the mark. If there's a player you want to leave unguarded on the outside, perhaps it's him. Only a 20% three-point shooter in qualifying, despite taking 5 attempts a game. Bulanovas again, fouled this time. Bulanovas is only 1 of 7 from the field, including 0 of 4 on the outside here, but he's grabbed 7 rebounds and those 5 offensive rebounds that have been crucial for his team. INSEP is still very much in it. They've got to improve over the final 4 minutes. Foul on Boulefard. And I think he's done. Boulifar indeed fouls out. Or in fact, it's Windu. Windu fouls out. He was one of those 4 players on 4 fouls for INSEP. 4 players on 4 fouls as well for Zalgiris, but Windu is the first to fall after his hot start. He fouls out having played 25.5 minutes with 10.6 rebounds. But the majority of his points coming early on. I believe 8 in the first period, only 2 since. 10 the lead for Zalgiris. Improving their free throw shooting a little bit as well now. And that's an offensive foul on INSEP. The high arms from Maop catching the face of his opponent. And they have big problems here. He was a new signing this season, now really feeling it in the Zalgiris uniform, the 183 guard. He'll remember this moment, he'll remember this game as Zalgiris go on and win it. This is his big breakout game on this stage. Boyka, he'll take this shot. Yinga Makori battles for the rebound. Solimon comes up with it. And Fai finishes with the foul. His first score. Meisa Fai on his 4th attempt from the field. He's also 0 of 2 at the foul line. Gets the and 1 here. And he takes it this time. Remember, Zalgiris have not been a contender at the ANGT finals for a number of years now, despite winning 2 championships in the early years of this tournament back in 2007 and 2003. They have not won this one yet. The chance for INSEP to get back-to-back scores, only down 7. Zalgiris have won just 1 game in total on this stage in the last 7 years. They've been up by double figures in this one, but INSEP are looking to take it down to the wire and put the pressure on the Lithuanians with 2 minutes and 46 to play. So 2 key players fall for coach Kondratavic's team. Will their once double-digit lead fall? That question still very much hangs in the balance here on game day 1 of the ANGT finals. Gromkis fouls out on 28 points. And a 31 BIR in 27 minutes play with 6 of 7 3-point shooting. Strombergas fouls out with 6 points, 5 rebounds in 15 minutes. And it's just a 5-point game, final 3 minutes. Windu has fouled out for INSEP. Boyka. Now it's all on Boyka to be the main man in the backcourt. Or the block from Kwakuergu. Solimon. Dal Barris shut down. A chance to make it a 1-possession game here. Solimon, who's been superb. Yinga Makori has in the second half in particular. And he makes it a 2-point game with 2 minutes to play. Well, the 2-point shot for Yinga Makori rather than the 3. But 14 points for him And it's still a one-possession game. He's got 7 rebounds as well. Both teams at the foul limit. So Boyka to the line where he's 0 of 5. Remember I mentioned he was an 81% free throw shooter in the qualifying tournament. 0 of 5 here in this game. Now's the time to hit them both because it would give Zalgiris a 5-point lead. That one gives them the 2-possession lead, which is crucial. This 18-year-old guard made his senior Euroleague debut against Alba in February, had an assist and a steal. Said it felt like a movie, stepping out in front of 15,000 fans at the Zalgiris Arena. Now, INSEP have the bit between their teeth right now, and Maop gets to the line, where he will look to reduce the arrears back to 3. He's been INSEP's best plus-minus player through the course of the game. They're +5 in his 21.5 minutes on court so far. Only 2 assists with 4 turnovers. Only 7 points on 2 of 8 field goal shooting. But integral nonetheless when he's been on court. INSEP have been the team on top. Beautiful foul shots. Boyka. Crossover. Pull of the trigger on the perimeter off. Offensive rebound. Coming up with a big one. Playing on 4 fouls, Brnovic. He was the first player to 4 fouls. 4 have now fallen. He's remained on the court and following up but missing Dhabi. Final minute here. INSEP down by 3. Maop calls the play. Guarded by Michalauskas. Yenga McCory for 3 off. Big rebound. Grabbed by Dhabi. Zalgiris will want to slow it down. Take precious seconds away from the team from Paris. And hope there's a dagger at the end of the shot clock as well. 7 to shoot. Boyka. Boyka trying to manufacture the room. Gets the shot away. Way off. And Maop does not want that Zalgiris defense to set. Quickly forward. And the transition triple for the tie for INSEP. After they had trailed by 10 points. Back level with 7. So they led by 11 earlier on. Zalgiris a 21-point swing to lead by 10. But now it's not level. 17.8 seconds for Zalgiris to try to get the shot to get just their 2nd win on this stage in 7 years. They could yet break INSEP hearts. Boyka, their MVP, to the foul line, passes out. Catch was wide left, shot was off. It is still going to be Zalgiris possession with 2.1 to play. Who we saw straight after celebrating like he'd hit the basket. But now 2.1 seconds for Zalgiris to draw up the play for the win. Let's see what coach Kondratavicius has up his sleeve. Michalauskas inbounding. Can they find somebody open? Boyka, a bounce, a shot off balance, off the mark. And at the end of game day 1 and the ANGT finals, for these two teams, we head to overtime. And for INSEP, it happens again. the overtime period. Overtime elite will have to wait as to Real Madrid, who are due to start in around 15 minutes' time. INSEP fail on their first attack of OT. Remember, they lost the overtime in the championship game by just 1 point to Barcelona last year. Boyka. Points have dried up for him. Nikolauskas, though, picks up the pieces and gives Zalgiris the first lead of the extra period to put that 10-point collapse at the end of regulation behind them. Down the left rail, Tougher Fire, who had that game-tying three with 17.8 seconds to go. A jump ball here. Both teams at the foul limit, with those fouls carrying over from the fourth to overtime. So any defensive fouls from either team in the extra period will result in free throws. How close Coach Kondratavic's team came to causing somewhat of an upset here on game day one. His first time coaching the ANGT finals. He could try and take a two-possession lead here. Second opportunity to do so for Zalgiris, and he does. Zalgiris battling away on the boards as he has done all game, flirting with a double-double now. 9 points, 9 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds and 2 block shots for him. He's only 4 of 14 from the field, with a hustle has been crucial for Zalgiris, and their fans appreciate that effort, whether it's on the offensive end or the defensive end. It is built into the fabric of this club. That never say die attitude. Now, going to go coast to coast. Defense got a piece of it. Brnovic still playing on those 4 fouls. And that'll do it for Brnovic, who has fouled out. So 4 players fouling out for Zalgiris. Kronkis, the top scorer, with 28 points, along with Brnovic, Stombergas and Kurritz, all fouling out. Corey's first trip to the line halves the deficit for INSEP. 3 minutes of overtime to play, a 2-point game. Nikolauskas, Bulanovas, Zalgiris out to Boyka. Boyka into a packed paint, and they force the miss, defending as a group on the interior. INSEP, and Alar in transition to the baseline. Oh my goodness! What an incredible finish from Kwaku Ergu. Going the extra mile in overtime. "12 points, 8 rebounds for him now. Not level again, 79-79. Zalgiris trying to shake off Solimov. Shot clock down to 5 here. Defense disrupting, deflecting from multiple angles, and Fry will fly. And from 4 down, another twist in the tail as INSEP lead again. It's been a game of runs. Both teams with double-digit leads overturned in regulation. And now a 6-0 surge in OT for INSEP to lead from 4 down. Through the course of the game, and Zalgiris only have 1 player on a significant plus-minus And that is Dominykas Gronkis, who's fouled out. The man who leads the scoring with 28 points. In contrast, when INSEP have their 3 top players on the court, they've led by double figures, and they have all 3 of those players available still. Here's Boyka. Boyka from the elbow off. Another opportunity here for Zalgiris. But again, odds and stats and form and expectations are often thrown out the window when it is Zalgiris Kaunas, and they get level. With 100 or so seconds to play, 81-81. Yimga Makori, Solimon and Kwaku Ugu. Those 3 key players for INSEP I'm talking about. INSEP the better team when any of those 3 have been on the court through the course of the game. But a miss for Kwaku Ugu. And Zalgiris once more looking to flip a script. They're approaching the final minute of overtime. Boyka. The stage set for somebody to become a hero here on game day 1 of the ANGT finals. It's Boyka. And fire reaching in, out of bounds, Zalgiris ball, but only 1.1 left on the shot clock. Mikalauskas to inbound. And then they've got to get the shot away straight away. Oh, what a play! The surely not shot. As Boyka points in appreciation at the magic of Mikalauskas on that inbound play to give them the lead with 1 minute of overtime to play. With 1.1 seconds to get the shot away, Boyka got in behind and the pass was perfect. And INSEP rattled perhaps from that miss at the other end. 45 seconds. How did they score here? Backdoor, Boyka, brilliant. INSEP heads hanging as Boyka hung and hit on that alley-oop inbound. A magical, right up there with last year's championship game that INSEP lost in overtime by 1 point to Real Madrid. Real Madrid in action next against the overtime elite. But this one is going beyond the distance. 45.1 to play. Zalgiris lead by 2. Looking for a stunner on game day 1. They have the ball as well. A score here would be the dagger. Boyka. What a score for him on that inbound. Boyka one-on-one with Solimon. 2 stars face-to-face off the dribble. He drills the dagger deep into INSEP hearts. With only 20 seconds to play, a 5-point lead for Zalgiris. And Boyka, who had just 4 points at half-time, now has 24. Boyka nose-to-nose with Solimon. The drag to the side and the drop to drop INSEP to their knees. $28 for Gronkis, fouled out. Now 24 for Boyka to finish it surely. INSEP have had issues at the line, as have Zalgiris through this game. This is not the time to miss, and that miss ensures that it will remain a 2-possession margin. Had to make them both. Matisse Maop, who was 4 of 5 previously at the line, moves to 5 of 7 now, but they're still down 2 shots. Have to try to force the turnover, and if they can't, have to foul. 10.7 to play in overtime. Zalgiris finding their second wind after their first pushed them into a 10-point lead in the second half. They had to stomach losing that in the final seconds of regulation. But as is so often the case with this classic club, They have dug deep to retaliate. Nikolauka splits the pair, but there's no time left for INSEP. Solimon will fire. They will try to go down swinging. But for the second game in succession at the ANGT finals, INSEP do go down in overtime. Last year's runners-up in Berlin suffer the same fate on game day 1 here in Abu Dhabi. And a coaching debut on this stage for Rokas Kondratarachus ends up with an epic Zalgiris